Hi, I'm Dave, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to scratch build some scenery out of an old wooden box. So this project is busking it from point one. I was watching one of those Lee Slotkar's foam build scenery scratch build videos and I got all inspired because I haven't done any scenery for a while. And when Slotar Jr. came into the world just over 9 months ago, Mrs. Slotar's friends got her some nice posh gifts which came in these boxes. And I've been looking at these boxes ever since thinking I really should do something with these, but I don't know what. And like I say, I was watching a Lee Slotkar's scratch build and I thought, nah, I really should get on with this. So I got these boxes out here and I looked at them and I thought, well, I've got that space at the end there and I could probably do him with covering up those wires. So I cut myself a piece of scenery board, 10mm ply, because that's what we need here. It's level with the track. Pop that in there. And then maybe I could have like a building there. And then I thought, well, maybe I can have this one on top. And I don't know what's going to go on here. Maybe it's a hospitality unit or something. Maybe it's a garage. I don't know yet. And having done that, I noticed that that's pretty much level across there. So I could extend something up to hide these electrical plugs, because they do always sort of appear in the background in the videos and things, and it does annoy me. And I wasn't quite sure what to do, so again I got thinking. And then I ordered some of these very small, the smallest size of spectator grandstands, 014, from Magnetic Racing. And I shall probably butcher these up and I might have some seating up here or something. I'm not really sure at the moment. Like I say, this is a proper scratch build. I've got some boxes. I've got a space I'm going to fill up. I've got some vague ideas. I'm not quite sure beyond that, but I've got a few other bits and pieces here. So, you know, we could... I don't know. Maybe there's a seating area here, if it's hospitality or something. Here's a pair of Magnetic Racing steps I made for something else that I broke off because I didn't need them there. And I don't know, something like that maybe. Little people having fun in there. But I did wonder about this bottom bit being maybe a garage, but obviously it's quite short. So I did a bit of test fitting. And to be honest, lots of slot cars are not going to fit in there. However, good old Pioneer Legends do just about fit in there. And I think I might get 4 in there. So the current idea, and this may evolve, is I might cut some doors out the front of this, put the Legends in it, and have a bit of run out apron here for in front of these garages. And then I might cut the front out of this so that it's an open fronted, or maybe I'll put some acetate sheet in to make it glass fronted, like a hospitality unit, because it will be a quite good view from the track from there, straight the way down the start finish straight. And well, other than that, At the moment, I don't know. So this could be a bit of fun. But at least I'm going to make some use of some boxes. And this is all Lee from Lee Slot Car's fault. Here we go. So back again a little while later. Obviously, as you can see, I've cut the holes in the fronts of the boxes. Thumbs Up Man is standing in here just to show you that that's going to be a decent height space for the hospitality upstairs. I'm definitely going with the garages downstairs with the legends. So I'll cut this out of here. I'm probably going to put like a little bead along the top, might put one along the bottom, and then I might put a bit of glass in there. I think I need a door on this end, so we'll get to that in a minute as well. And then this bottom one, the easiest thing to do was cut the whole piece out all the way along, and then take that piece, there's a little bit of it left here, and cut strips and a central column just so everything lined up. I can put some filler in these and fill these gaps in a little bit, but that was the easiest way to do that rather than trying to cut down and along and up and down and along and up. And while I was at it, having cut, as I say, these pieces out of here, I got my little bench saw, set it up nice and close in here, and I cut quite a lot. And you can see here, that came off there. I've got a couple of those long ones. I can make some more if I need to. But the shorter one that I cut out, I have transferred into being a whole load of little thin sticky beams. And I think what I'm going to do is, and this is because way back in the dim and distant past I did used to be a student of architecture. So I've kind of got some idea to put some kind of these trendy ribs all the way along here or something and make it a bit of a trendy architecty thing. It's been a long time since I've done that, so we'll see what happens. But before we do that bit, I need to put a top and a bottom on here, fill these, and then sand and fill the whole thing and just spray these white, I think, as an initial colour, and then we'll work out what's going to go on from there. So back once again, a man of my word. I did fill in those two pieces and filled and sanded it and painted them both white. Now underneath here, I've been having a few thoughts. I'm going to do the raised car park thing in here, so there'll be a piece of wood in the back and a slot in the front so that the cars can sit and look like they're sitting on the track or on the ground, but without doing so. I'll put a link to my car park video, you can see, and it'll become clear later if you don't watch that. I've also been on a bit of a raid, and I've opened up one of my, I have many of these, it's a Magnetic Racing 022S standard pit building, because the staircase I had before, which I've now taken apart and ditched everything apart from these pieces, it came out of one of those. So I've raided another one out of this kit, and I've also raided all the steps. Now I've got two staircases, but I'm only going to do treads. I'm going to do open risers. So I only need one complete set to do two staircases with, if that makes sense. Now, on the subject of that, if you haven't built one of those before, they give you a jig. Good old Magnetic Racing. So you put these in here, and they stay in place. And then when you snap these out of here and glue them in, it's easy. And then once that's done, you take the whole thing out and glue the side on there like that. Now I've been doing a bit of measuring and a bit of looking, and this comes on camera. Is that one going to be better? No. So I think I'm going to have a staircase here like this. So that will go up to there, which means I then need to put the door in about here. And I might have like a big sort of double patio door here. I'm not sure yet. And then the other staircase will come up here. So there'll be a sort of a landing area here. So you'll be able to come up the stairs and either go this way or up the stairs again. And if you go this way, you'll go through the door into the hospitality unit. That's the plan. So I'm going to trim these up a little bit. And trim these up a little bit. And I'll probably paint these black and then leave the treads on the stairs as wood, I think. I did that with the cafe and I liked that look. So I think I might do that again with the ironwork on these stairs. I'll be back again in a bit when I've worked out exactly what I'm going to do and I've done some of it. So obviously, as you can see, things have moved on a bit. For those of you still watching in black and white, it's now painted blue. Why blue? There was some in my shed left over from something I'd painted in the garden. So there we are. Additions. I've got all of the doors sorted out now. I've also decided if I use another piece of board, I can put it in there. I'll leave this top detachable and then I can kind of build an interior on that at a later date. Things to do, well, I've raided more of the garage kit from earlier. In fact, 2 garage kits because they come with a door, and I've taken 2 doors and I've got a bit of just 240 micron acetate sheet, which is quite flexy but reasonably solid, and canopy glue just so I've got a pair of glass doors, so those can go in that gap there. I've cut, you can't see this because it's transparent, but I've cut this piece to go inside there. These are banister rails off the garage kit for the staircase, which I've just painted black. Now I'm going to chop these up and put them inside so they're like window frame in here. Painted those black. They're just stuck to a piece of masking tape at the moment. All these planks for doing architecturally plank stuff are all cut, sprayed, ready. I've got some little ones I've cut off short, which are that high, and some other ones which will go up here, because up here, again, raiding the other kit, that's going to go on top there, and then these will go up in front of it like slats. And as you can probably see from the in-cut video, I built a couple of the staircases which I raided out of some kits, and I've got some other bits and glued them all together, and I've ended up with this contraption here. Which, there we are, look. So that's there, and I've left that detached at the moment because obviously if I glued it to this, then, you know, when I'm doing other things here, I'm probably going to break bits. So that is just a lift off piece as one bit. There's another bit of rail that will go along the front here. Something else will happen around here, possibly with some of these. We'll see how we go, but that's the next steps, and obviously gluing all of these planks on. So here we are, sometime later. I've done an awful lot of gluing on of bits of plank, but I'm not done yet. And I've got my windows in. Need a bit of a clean, but I've got them in. So next, because obviously this sits and there's this other piece here, I'm going to need a piece of fence across there to stop people falling off. And what I'm going to do is add this piece behind there, like that, which is going to allow me to continue these planks across up here in that architectural student decorative sort of way. So I did say we were going to go full architecture student, and we are. So a bit more of this then. So things have moved on a bit again. I've put a couple of just tabs on there and what looks like a sort of bit of weatherboarding for the outside along there, just so that I can locate the first floor or second floor if you're American on easily. And I've put a bit of 1200 wet and dry as the floor surface here for the outdoor space. So I'll put that back down there. And we'll get to this piece. So all the planking is on, all the windows are in. I've put some plastic behind these and behind these. As you can probably see, the doors are in. And for the time being, I've put some masking tape around just to hold the floor in. There can be an interior built in that and it put in later. So this should now just slot straight onto there and fit. And this piece is still detachable at the moment. It might stay detachable, it might not. There we are. Some of these along here in this top bit of space. And okay, it needs people, it needs an interior, but the carcass of the building and all the main elements I think are done here. So as this video has gone on for probably nearly 20 minutes now, I shall probably call it a day for part one of this build. I have a few questions for you. The main one being, what am I going to do with this piece of space here? I mean, obviously I'm going to need an apron outside of these garage doors, but beyond that, what's going to go on here? Because I don't really know at the moment. I guess in part two, I shall probably do a bit of interior. I need to construct a piece that goes across here and some kind of mask for these plug sockets. And I'm going to put some grandstands on the top of this little bit here. So there'll be a bit more working out to do there. But yes, what am I going to do with this? Answers in the comments, please. As always, thanks for watching one of my videos. If you liked it, you will find a button specifically for that. Please subscribe to the channel, it really does help. And if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification the next time I post a video, which might be part 2 of this series, or it might be something else. And as always, check out this slot car channel. Now, it's all Lee Slot Car's fault, so check out Lee Slot Cars.